The unspoken bond between Princess Leonor and King Felipe. What if the strongest bond inside the Spanish royal family is one we rarely hear about? No dramatic speeches, no grand declarations, just a glance across a room, a quiet smile, a hand placed gently on a shoulder. Between Princess Leonor and King Felipe VI, there appears to be something deeper than simply a father and his daughter. Because as Leonor steps closer to the crown, Felipe may be watching something that every parent eventually has to face. His little girl is becoming the woman who could one day inherit everything he has spent his life preparing to protect. And the question is, what does Felipe really see when he looks at her now? To the world, Felipe is King of Spain. But to Leonor, he is something much more personal, her father. And that difference matters. Felipe has spent years carrying the weight of the monarchy while raising two daughters away from the ordinary life most children experience. For Leonor, growing up meant learning early that her future would be different. Public ceremonies, military responsibilities, constitutional duties, and eventually, the crown. But through all of that, Felipe has remained one of the people closest to her journey. He knows what it means to stand in front of millions of people while trying to remain composed. He knows the pressure behind the title. And perhaps that is why his guidance to Leonor carries a meaning that outsiders can never fully see. But something fascinating is happening. The daughter who once stood beside her father is gradually becoming a figure in her own right. Leonor's military education and increasing public responsibilities are preparing her for a future that is no longer distant. And that creates a remarkable shift. Felipe is not simply raising a daughter anymore. He is watching the future monarch of Spain take shape. Imagine the emotions behind that. Pride, because she is growing into the responsibility. Concern, because he knows exactly how demanding the crown can be. And perhaps even a little sadness, because every step Leonor takes toward the throne is also a reminder that childhood is disappearing. The world sees a future queen, but Felipe may still see the little girl he once held close. And perhaps that's where their unspoken bond becomes most interesting. Royal life is filled with ceremonies where every movement can be photographed. Yet sometimes, the smallest gestures seem to reveal the most. A glance, a smile, a moment of encouragement. A father standing nearby as his daughter takes another major step into public life. These moments don't need dramatic words, because Leonor is entering a world Felipe already understands. He knows the expectations. He knows the scrutiny. He knows that one day, every decision she makes could be examined by an entire nation. So perhaps his greatest gift to her isn't simply advice. It's understanding. The understanding of someone who has already walked the road she is beginning to travel. And one day, the relationship may look very different. Felipe will no longer be the monarch preparing his daughter for the future. He may become the king watching from the sidelines as Leonor takes the role he once carried. That moment could be incredibly emotional, because the crown will pass from father to daughter. But something else will remain unchanged. Before she is a future queen, before he is a king, they are still father and daughter. And perhaps that is the real story behind their relationship. The world may focus on the crown, the ceremonies, and the royal titles. But behind all of it is a quieter story. A father preparing his daughter for a destiny he understands better than almost anyone, and a daughter stepping forward, knowing that wherever the crown eventually takes her, her father may always be the person who understands the weight she carries. Because sometimes, the strongest royal bond isn't announced, it's simply seen.